Hi guys. Just saying, I have a bit of a sore throat, but I hope today's video is again another educative video for you, and I really hope you can learn one or two things from today's video. Anyways, so coming back to today's video, and just to say that so living in Germany, I've had to learn to separate my rubbish, so like to separate my trash, because Germany uses this sorting system where we have like the kitchen waste, which goes into the green bin or a black bin with a green cover called the biomeal or organic waste, and then we have also the paper waste, which means that there's paper, so everything paper goes into your paper bins. And then there's the category called the gelber sack, and that's mostly in the color yellow. So gelber sack means that all your plastic waste you put in your gelber sack. And then another category called the rest meal, also like the black bins. And so rest meal is basically, normally there's a thing about you shouldn't have rest meal, but the rest meal is basically everything that was not organic or didn't go to plastic or didn't go to paper. So basically you have this category where you're not sure what it is, and then that's what goes into your rest meal. So that's like bin. And I'll try to explain a bit what goes into mine, and just to help other people. And also because in my apartment building we're having like almost like a big crisis, and it mostly happens every year when new students come around, which because they don't know this or they've not really been taught this. And then you have a problem where you find plastic in paper or plastic in your organic waste, and it becomes a big issue every year because at the end they have to pay more. And when they have to pay more, then they're asking the tenants to pay this for this cost. So I decided to do this video to educate. It's probably going to educate everybody else. So whenever you move to Germany, I think there's something people should know, or there's something people should learn, and then know how to go about their waste separation. Unfortunately, now here right behind me or next to me, I'm sitting with all my waste. So I'm sitting with my organic waste, I'm sitting with my plastic waste, with my paper waste, with my glass, with everything. So let's start with one thing. So in Germany, when you buy products that come in glass containers, so like this one or like this one or like this one, anything that comes in glass, or even your wine bottles. Hold on, let's grab one. Okay, so we're back, and maybe I can just show you quickly. So like this one, this at the moment is now my rolling pin for my baking. So like this bottle here, it's part of this. It goes into glass. So again, that's another category we separate in Germany, which is glass. The glass waste is also separated. And so glass waste, you separate them in colors. As you can see, this is white. So this you go into the vice. So in the section for white glass, this will go there because this is white. And I think the other colors are brown and green. I think it's white, brown, and green. So this you have to see. This looks like brown glass. I probably will put this in my brown glass instead of my green glass. And then there's also this bottle. So I've got this one that's not yet opened. So this one bottle that's not yet opened. Now, mostly when the bottles are empty, you tend to see the color because there's some form of reflection. Then you can tell what color it is. And so this is how it is. And so I separate all my glasses like this, all separated. And then when it's full, I realize I'm going to nearby to where I can throw this away, I take this there. If you're watching this video and you live in the same apartment building as I do in Housing, so if you live in the student dormitories, you can find this glass container next to where you find normally your biomeal, where the organic bins are. So on the way to the swimming pool, on the left side of the apartment building, there's a car park. So right where the car park is going towards the swimming pool, you find these containers there where you throw away glass. And also there is where you can throw away your clothes. So if you have clothing items you need to throw away such that somebody else can use them, you can put them there. So it's from like second-hand clothing you want to throw away. There also you find this to throw away your clothes. So that's it about glass. If you have a question about glass, just leave it in the comment below, and I'll be happy to answer. But then again, if you're watching this video, kindly hit that subscribe button for me. I would very much appreciate it if you would do just hit that subscribe button, and be sure to give this video a thumbs up if it's helping you. Okay, let's do another one first. Which one first? This one first. I cannot find my bio meal. Is it also on the bed? Please don't pour on my bed. That's find my organic waste. I'm trying to find that, but anyways, let's move on. So the next category I'll talk about now is paper. Again, first things, if you live in my apartment building, it's right in front of the apartment building in the garden. So right in front of the apartment building in the garden is a certain yellow metal box, and there you can throw paper. So when you buy those products on Amazon, they come in like boxes often. Feel free to drop it in that one. Or if you buy your cereal, like I do eat some cereals, feel free to also throw it in this box. This I actually picked from that yellow box. I actually picked this one from this yellow container where we throw away paper to show you. So this is it. This box goes in there. Without the contents, there's nothing in there. The plastic is not in there. So the plastic will go somewhere else and this will go somewhere else. Just saying. So here I've got all my paper waste. Now, how do I do this in my apartment? I have this box. So this box was also a drink, which I had used for a party. And so when it was empty, I've decided not to throw this box away because I think it can hold all my paper waste. And then I will put normally another paper bag in this so that I can sit, that I know it's firm and like okay. And then I stuff this now with all my paper waste. This is like a Zara bag, and this is like my noodle box. I also have like kartoffel puree box. I have boxes from, you know, cosmetics and what have you. Everything paper goes in here, you know, like a tag of food or clothing. You can put all of them here. So I put all together, and then like I do one of the days I go outside and then I dispose of this. Sometimes I do it in one day, especially I do this also mostly the days I take out my plastic bags. So I take all downstairs one day, and you see me walking left, then walking back, walking right, walking straight, walking backwards, just to, you know, throw away all my rubbish. That's how I do it. So I sort it first in my room, in my apartment. I'm mostly using under my kitchen to sort out my plastic, and then so under the kitchen, under the kitchen sink to sort out the paper bags, and so the paper waste and then the plastic waste, which I'll show you. So this sits like in one corner there, and then the plastic also sits in one corner, and it's like that. My organic waste, I will show you, mostly sits outside, outside on the sink somewhere, or sometimes down next to the fridge, because I don't want it to begin to smell in the room, because it's mostly sitting here for about maybe 3 days or 1 week. And so since I don't want it to start smelling, I leave it open so it's not closed. Mostly when it's closed, every time I open it smells. In the summer it gets worse. And since I don't want it to smell in the room, I leave it open, and I try as much as possible to only put like dry ingredients in there, so that then there's not much moisture also, you know, to get bacteria working and creating a very bad smell. So this is my paper waste. And so if I'm throwing this away, I will walk straight to the bin in front of the apartment building, and I will put it in there. And it's just for paper. Just saying, just for paper. I personally do not put like, if I buy fruit juice, you know, fruit juice, you see a paper box, but normally the paper box is lined with some form of plastic or aluminum. I'm never really sure what's inside this thing. Just to say, for that reason, I do not throw my milk or my juice boxes into the paper waste, because I consider then at that stage that it's no longer paper because there's some plastic in there. So better into the plastic bin. And so I've asked this a couple of times, and I know people who have debated it if it's plastic or it's paper, but personally I take this route and I put it into plastic. So you can find out where it's supposed to go. If it's paper, feel free to leave a comment. I'll also be happy to learn this, but personally I've always thought of it as a plastic waste. So this paper waste. And let's take this out. This is heavy now, and this should not be thrown away. So, and then this is how I keep my my yellow bin. So in Germany, or in my town, I think it's everywhere, we all get these yellow bags. In my town, we have these yellow bags, which is free actually, which you get from the rat house. If you live also in my apartment building, sometimes they put a big box there with all of this and they say pick one or pick two, depending on how much they bought at that time. And now this plastic sits, so for me it sits in this basket so that it's sturdy. And you know, I feel like the basket is pretty also, so it sits in the basket under the sink, and then it's very sturdy. The basket actually belongs to a friend. Whenever she decides I will lose it, just saying that it's not my basket, but I love it so much because it's very pretty and it doesn't make me feel like under my sink looks that disgusting, you know what I mean? So there's something pretty to look at and also something African to look at. Anyway, so I put this yellow bag into my basket. It's normally like this and it's open. Oh, open. And then I throw in, whoopsie, all my plastic waste. What do I have in there now? I have like this in there. I can see there's another plastic. Oopsie! Oh no! The contents are pouring. That was just not good. That was just not good. Not good. Anyway, so hold this wheel. You can see there's a plastic bag here, and this like was tomatoes. At least it's not bad because this is fresh. I threw it inside, well, yesterday, so not bad. Doesn't smell yet. And I also have like, so my empty oil bottle. This is like an old bottle. It was never inside. I put inside today to fill this up actually. It was just sitting there. I had used it for my party and it was just, there was a bit more inside. So I had to pour it out to use this now to show you. And then, what's this? So this like plastic waste, but this from fish. So like I bought fish and then it came like this, packaged like this. And this is my rice. You can see it. So this is like my rice sachet. It's plastic. It's also coming here. And this is like when you buy like for puree or noodles, some of these things come packaged in this alu foils or alu things. It's this is also plastic, so it comes here. Like you probably realize I have a sore throat. Oh, I said it also. So look, my medicine, it's finished. This is plastic, so it comes also in my plastic waste. And then I'm actually digging through my plastic waste for you guys. Can't believe I'm doing this. This is also plastic, like, so my aluminium foil. Here you can see another plastic, something sticking out there. So plastic, put in plastic bag. I've got some some sardine waste goes back into my plastic. So just saying, your plastic bag takes so your aluminium, so all these aluminium kind of products and everything, like literally plastic, you can put in here. Like I showed you before, the tomato thing is also here because of, although it looks like a box, I feel like it's lined with some form of plastics. I put in plastic. And I had some milk. So look here, this is my milk. And my milk, when it's finished, I will put it in here. I have juice in the fridge. It's in a paper box. When it's finished, I'll put it in here. Some come in plastic. I'll put it directly here. And now, how to dispose of this plastic waste. You have to check your apartment building to know where you drop the plastic. Normally, there's always a place to drop it. If you live in my apartment, I keep on saying this, but if you live in my apartment building, next to where the bicycles are parked, there's a shed over there. So if you live in the apartment building where the bicycles are parked, so coming from if you're coming from the city center, so through the hospital towards the apartment, so then when you walk to the bicycle place, maybe park your bike because you're coming from the direction of the hospital, right there before the door, when you open that door, there's another small door there you can open. It's mostly never locked. That's where we put this waste. It's where we put this plastic waste. Do you get that right? It's where we put this plastic waste. Did you get that? Should I repeat? The door, the second door next to where you park your bicycle, if you're coming from the direction of the hospital, that's where we put plastic waste. When I take out my plastic waste, you see these straps here, I can pull this, tie it together, and it's sealed. It doesn't open, and it goes in there. Mostly you have to try to seal. And when you drop your rubbish into this room, make sure you close the door. If not, the foxes will come around and they will dig into all the rubbish and they will make a pretty bad mess. So if you don't want the foxes coming around, know what to do. because the foxes are hungry also. They are so cute when you see them, and they're actually running for dear life. Like if you see them in the evenings, they're so cute because when I see them, I freak out, but they also freak out. You know, it takes me a while to realize that's a fox coming. First, I think, oh, there's a dog approaching, but why is the dog alone? Then I realize, no, it's a fox. Then they freak out, and then I also just freak out. Then we all freak out. So this is what it is. We all freak out. Okay, now I have to show you where's my organic waste. Okay, let's grab my organic waste now. Okay, so I just grabbed my organic waste. This is my organic waste, people. It's sitting here in my flower pot. You can see that this is my flower pot from the summer. Still looks like it's got some soil on it. Some growing medium there. And first shock, I line my organic waste with this plastic. Why do I do this? I can actually decide not to do this, but sometimes I do this because it's easier to dispose of the organic waste. And sometimes, because I don't want this to sit here for a long time, because I actually started this around the summertime, because I don't want this to sit in my room for a very, very, very long time, I put in the plastic so that every time I'm leaving the room, it's easier to just grab the entire plastic, get there, and then dispose of it in the right way, which I will show you. So then I leave this behind, but it's in this container because it can sit so that I have some balance. Before, I had a different container which I used to close, and so I just put all that. It was like a yogurt container which I can close with the lid, and then it's very small. I always go for small containers so that I have to dispose of it quickly, if you know what I mean. And then I will throw away, so I will go downstairs, empty it, but then I have to bring the yogurt container back upstairs. And when I'm going out, sometimes it becomes annoying to go down the stairs and come up the stairs again. So this is the route I took. Now, how do I do this? I take this out. You can see it's getting warm. And then I go downstairs. And when I get downstairs, I turn this over and pour what is here, boom, into the organic bin. This thing here is not organic. It's plastic and should go into the plastic bin. This is plastic and should go into the organic bin. At my boyfriend's place, we use the biodegradable plastic. And sometimes some people see these biodegradable plastics in the bin, but I sometimes get the impression you confuse it as plastic. And so you think somebody puts plastic, I can also put plastic. There are different types of plastic. Normally, sometimes some people have bought the biodegradable bags which they are using, and so if you see the biodegradable bags, you probably will make it out when you see them. They don't look like this kind of plastic bag. They look like a very soft, like a baby's buttocks. Like they look so soft. Like that's how soft they are. They're very, I don't know, very soft. Not like this one. They're not so loud also like this one. They are very rusher, very soft, cool to the touch, I would say. Like when you touch it, like it has a very nice feel to it, because you feel it's very soft, and it feels like, what plastic is not hard like this? That's what they use. So just saying, how do I pour this? I empty this like this, boom, 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 and then it goes. Now another bin I have, which I wouldn't show you for safety reasons, is the rest meal. I have the last one. I don't know how many I have now. The last one is called rest meal, and that normally sits in my bathroom. What goes into that one? And personally, because I'm alone, I mostly use such small containers so that it's easy to throw away, and I don't have to fill a big plastic bag or something. So with my rest meal container, sometimes I go to the bathroom, and maybe if I have to take off my makeup because of a day I put on makeup, I have to go in with some facial wipes and cotton wool and things like this. At that point, I throw this into my rest meal in the bathroom. Again, I'm a woman. Therefore, there are times when I have the time of the month, things are coming out of my body. I need to dispose of these things. All of that goes also into this rest meal. So the things that come out of me when it's the time of the month, it goes into that rest meal. Cleaning my face, a bit of cleaning, it goes there. I have a very small stop soiler, what's the name, vacuum cleaner also, which I can open and throw away the dust or whatever rubbish you collected. I throw this also away into the rest meal, if you know what I mean. So that's the last one. The rest meal container, normally in my apartment building, there are two. So for the two buildings, there's one on the left and one on the right. All the buildings have their rest meal container. Now, wherever you find normally this, where they put the organic container, so the green bins, right behind it is like a built structure, but they can open it because there's a gate where they open it and they pull out the rest meal when it's time to, dispose of it. And there's a container there, and so sometimes if you use the plastic, especially in a situation where you just went down with your plastic to throw away, and when you get there you realize, oh my god, there's a problem with that, you cannot bring the plastic back up, or you are in a hurry, you can just drop this plastic into this rest meal bin. That also works. But easier is if you had also your plastic bin, so that you just stay there and do empty this one into the bio container, and then this plastic one you drop into this one. That's like, personally, I think the easiest one. Just drop this plastic into this, seal this, and throw it away. Yes. So that's where you throw away the rest meal also, in that container. So in that container, just tie all the things that didn't make it to any of these categories, put it there, and then this also works. I think I've covered everything, or most of the things, or like the most important things that should be covered. Why I realized we're having a problem. So basically that's it. You have to separate your paper, separate your plastic, separate your glass, separate your organic waste, and then whatever is left over is rest meal, and rest meal goes into rest meal container. Okay, so that's it. So if you're new to Germany, I will just drop this. So if you're just moving to Germany, this is a good video for you. I hope you learned a thing or two on how to go about this separation. And you also need to know that it's very important to separate right, because if you live in a building and you're separating wrong, it affects everybody. Because my apartment building, I would have to pay extra because somebody or some people are not getting it right. So make sure you get it right, and it helps everybody and it makes life better. I mean, we all want to live in a clean environment, don't we? So it's good to separate and make the work of the people who pick up the trash easy. Because if you do not, they do not take it. And that's how they also make their work easy. If it's wrong, they don't take it at all, unless it's properly done. And if you need to get rid of what they've left behind, you need to pay extra to get it done. So then, just saying that let's all help each other. If you watched this video, I hope you liked it. And if you live in my apartment building, I really hope you learned a thing or two, because that's like the big motivational inspiration for me to do this video. So yeah, just saying, I do hope you really like this video, and yeah, feel free to give it a like or a thumbs up, and yeah, feel free to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, please do hit that subscribe button. That would really help me. So yeah, subscribe to my channel, and let's separate right. Bye, see you in our next video.